Greg Rosica, April 15th is almost upon us. What are the biggest tax changes people should take note of for the year 2013?
So we had a lot of tax changes that happened, particularly the American Taxpayer Relief Act, or ATRA for short, that brought with it many changes, including some rate changes and some phase-outs that weren't previously in play for the last few years. So whether you're at a $200,000 income level, $300,000, $400,000, or possibly even below, you've experienced some level of tax increase, and it really makes sense to understand how that might affect your situation.
It also helps to take some deductions. What are the most overlooked deductions?
Right. One of the things we've done in the EY Tax Guide is we have a list of 50 of the most overlooked deductions. The best way to figure out what makes sense in your particular circumstances are to think about what life change you had, because a life change generally means a tax change. So think through that, whether you've bought a home, changed jobs, but things like gambling losses, those are overlooked deductions. If you've won some money or maybe you've lost some money, you can actually deduct some of those losses. Also, things like accounting fees for preparation of your tax return, to the extent you've had those. Those are other overlooked deductions as well.
And what about mistakes that people make when filing? Which are the biggest ones that you encounter?
So lots of mistakes. Sometimes they're simple ones. We say, double check your math because that can be a problem. But also make sure that your W-2 or your 1099 is correct. We're actually seeing some of those this year, particularly with the new Medicare tax that may not be computed correctly. So make sure that you understand and take a look at those.
All right. So a lot of people are procrastinators. They're getting down to the last minute. What's some last-minute advice for these folks who are running around trying to grab all their receipts?
So April 15th is the due date for your tax return. It's also the hard date for paying your tax. So you can extend when you actually file your form, either electronically or on paper, but you can't for when you pay. So you need to figure out, at least sit down and estimate how much you're going to owe and be able to send that in by April 15th. But if you're feeling rushed on the tax returns, the actual forms, you can file for an extension. You get 6 months till October 15th and get those done over the summer.
All right, I got to remember my gambling losses. Thanks a lot,
That's
Greg.
right. All right, thank you.
And thank you for watching The Street.